Hey, have you ever had something that really, really hurt you? I mean, deep down inside, something that was really, really painful and, didn't really know what to do with that energy. Pain is a source of energy. Fear is a source of energy. Anger is a source of energy. The key is, how do we use that energy and turn it into something productive or not? Now, we're going to be talking about several different things. We're going to use an example of one of the greatest martial artists that ever lived. And some would say he's the best ever. And there's still some disputes out there over, different ones saying, well, if, heavier fighters maybe could have beat him today and all of that. But we all know the man is Bruce Lee, and someone who I often love to study and watch his films and study his, some of his philosophies and the way he thought and the things that he taught with his art of Jeet Kune Do. But we're going to really look at how there's so many things we can learn just from some of the things that he displayed in some of his work that teach us about how we actually take this energy that we have to create some sense of calm intensity, where we are able to take an intense situation, an intense energy that might be within us, calm it down and use it for something good. Now, let me go to my whiteboard for a minute before we kind of jump into some visual support of some of the things we're talking about. We're going to break some things down, but I want you to think for a minute some of the things that we can feel, right? So sometimes we might feel anger, right? We might feel disappointment. We might feel, sometimes we feel hate. Sometimes we can feel jealousy. Sometimes there's envy. Sometimes there's, we can feel just hurt. All of this is a form of pain, right? So the key is, how can I actually take all of this and begin to put a frame around it? And this frame really begins to create a focus. Now, what do we do with a picture? We put a frame around it so we can focus. So not that we want to focus on these items like anger, disappointment, hate, jealousy, envy, hurt, whatever I'm feeling, right? But we have to be able to focus on this, and then we have to begin to actually take this. Get me another color here. We have to actually take this, right? And we have to create something that filters this. And I'm going to call this an energy converter, right? So we convert this energy, and out of this comes usefulness, right? So creating usefulness, right? And this usefulness is where I can use it to win, defeat things, whatever that thing is. When I don't have an energy converter, something to convert that energy, right? Here's where we create this calm intensity that we're talking about, right? Over here, because we're able to use this. And all of us have something that may have hurt us, something we may have been through. And I know, at different times in my life, I've been able to use this to kind of, transfer that energy. So now, having said that as a backdrop, we're going to pull up one of the famous scenes from a film that we know of as Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee. And I want to just use some aspects of this to really look at the intensity. And I want to set the stage for you here. Now, Bruce Lee in this movie has been taken to this island with all these great martial artists, and he has to compete, but he's there also exploring some criminal activity that is supposed to be happening here. So he was sent here along with a few other people that are like undercover, and he's sent here. Well, as he comes here, little to his surprise, he is actually requested to fight the very individual that had tried to violate his sister, let's say, found his sister in a compromising situation when they were ransacking a city or what have you. And this man came, and instead of his sister allowing this man to do something to her that was just, horrible, she took her own life. And so this was a rage, a anger, a hurt, a hate, all this stuff, no doubt, was in Bruce Lee's character, if you will. And this is my own interpretation, right, of this. So we're going to use my own interpretation. And we here at URCO, we're always looking for that URCO mindset in different situations, in different dynamics, so we can explore it from so many different angles, because this is the mindset that creates all growth, all success. Everything we want in life is because of this mindset. And every single day we have a choice if we're going to use the URCO mindset or not. And so you can see here, charge, expand, overcome. This is what CEO stands to us, right? CEO. Right? And shout out to shop.urco.com, where you can see in the description of some of our wear. But I love wearing our movement and just really thinking the thoughts. Now, back to this. This is, again, now a moment where you have to do that. And we're going to kind of break this down while we also enjoy some really just world-class martial arts, right? So let's roll the clip here. Let's stop right there. Now here, Bruce Lee recognizes that the man that he's been asked to battle is this man that caused his sister to commit suicide, right? And it's just the expression there from just looking across and seeing who he was supposed to battle and then realizing that this is the guy. And what's so nice, what I love about this expression is it went from, oh my God, to, okay, I'm going to harness this now, and so that I can get the best out of myself in this moment. Because, emotion could come in. He could just go out there kicking and jumping and doing all the stuff that he could do, but he would be out of control. He could make a mistake. He could slip up. And this is what we do. We get so caught up in how we feel about stuff. Emotion gets in, and then we're not able to move. And we're looking at the movement of the body in this, but this could be the movement of communication. This could be the movement of decision making. There's so many ways we move. And so we're using this as an example, but just right there, that energy converter already came in. He harnessed it, and he started to take all that energy and pain and put it into a controlled fury, if you will. And we want to learn how to do this to get to peak performance in our life. So let's keep going here. This is the man, O'Hara. His name is O'Hara. And this is the kingpin kind of guy that's been doing all the criminal activity, one of his henchmen, O'Hara. And now it's time for them to go to battle. Here we go. But we know, if you youngsters out there that don't know about Bruce, you're gonna see a little bit about him today.
Boards don't hit back.
Let's pause right there. Let's pause. Whoa. So he hits the board, right, as a sign of there's no way you could defeat me. I'm strong. This is how situations do us, right? Like, how are you going to defeat me? Look what I just did. He broke this board. And Bruce Lee, just in this character, stayed completely focused, calm intensity. This is what we have to do when we get some bad news or when something comes up in life that we don't understand. And Bruce Lee said something really critical. He said, boards don't hit back. Powerful, right? Because what is he saying? Like, you hitting on that board, but that board can't hit you back like I can, right? And this is how we need to think when we're dealing with life and issues and things that come up that, this is actually a situation where, we're going to hit back. We're going to fight back, right? These things that impact us. We're not going to just, allow this to just overcome us. We're going to fight back. This is the URCO spirit. All right, let's get going here.
Bolo. Go!
He's remembering what happened with his sister. Ooh, did y'all see that speed? Whoa. That speed was amazing. Look at the form. Look at the artistry. Just Bruce Lee's speed. Woo. Let's pause right there for a minute. Man, you can see the immense focus, right? So let's just keep that up, picture in picture. You can see the immense focus. Now, this guy, he's already, seeing that, the guy that he sent out there to fight Bruce Lee is having a problem here, right? And he's kind of looking. I want you to notice everyone is kind of watching and in awe at the hand speed, right? But he couldn't have that speed if he was tense and if he was, too emotional. It's like a control that he's been able to keep. And so for us to be able to perform at our highest level, we've got to be able to have that calm intensity that we're talking about. Let's continue. Look at this performance here. Look, pause right there. What if my man there, I don't know what's going on with him. I've always wondered who this actor was with this eye look like this to the right. I mean, that's pretty serious. I mean, it looked like he's concerned about that hand speed, right? I've never seen nothing like this. I just wanted to point that out real quick. Let's keep going. Look what he says. Watch this. Now, I don't know if y'all saw that. Let's pause real quick. So Bruce Lee actually used two decoy hits, and he actually hit him underneath his arm, right? So he caught him by surprise. And did you know, when we begin to do certain things, we can catch our opponent by surprise, whether that opponent is business, career, relationship issues. When we have we harness that energy the right way, we'll catch people by surprise, because when they're emotional, we're in control. When they're ready to retreat, we're ready to charge. When they're ready to shrink, we're ready to expand, right? This is what we're talking about. So look at this. Let's look at some more of this. So here he tried to be dirty and grab his foot, but that didn't work against him. That didn't work at all. Now look how emotional he is, right? All right, I'm not going to even comment on that. That was a very serious situation. And it was all because of emotion that he let his guard down, and that caused him to get hurt. Now look at Bruce Lee's calmness. Look at the swagger. You know, sometimes this is how we got to get. We got to get like this about situations. Love the foot speed, the structure of his kicks, his movements. You can see the confidence. Now let's pause for a minute there. Now, two things. Now, the one thing I want to really break down, we'll go back to that real quick before I say this. Now, this is Jim Kelly, one of the greatest, martial artists, and John Saxon, and they were both in this movie. I mean, this is historic, and let's just give a shout out to that afro right there. That afro is on another level, and it is together and ready for whatever, right? And some of y'all remember he had a famous line, and man, you must have come out of a comic book or something like that, he said. And Jim Kelly, outstanding martial artist, as well as John Saxon. Now, let me go to my whiteboard for a minute, and I want to show you something here. So Bruce Lee came up, let me just make sure I'm spelling this right, Jeet Kune Do. So Jeet Kune Do, which basically stands for the art of the intercepting fist. Now, I want to just say real quick that this is a powerful thing, this word intercepting. So what Bruce Lee began to teach in this art form is that for you to hit me, you have to move towards me. You have to make a step and an action toward me. And if I can study how to intercept your movement, and that's kind of what we just saw a minute ago, is the guy was about to make a movement, and as he was coming towards him, Bruce Lee's foot was already there, right? Already on his head, right? And he intercepted his movement. Now, this is very important because when we keep a calm intensity, there's things that are moving towards us, situations, issues, roadblocks, obstacles, and we have to intercept those things with the right thoughts. Like we're talking about punches and kicks here from the state of our visual effect here, but I want you to think about to be able to harness that energy and be able to have a positive thought when you need to, and be able to say the right thing when you need to intercept negativity with positivity, to intercept those insecurities, right? With empowerment, to intercept, right? Fear with courage, to intercept all of these things that will stop you from doing your best to be excellent. So when mediocrity comes in, you just want to do just enough to get by, to intercept that, right? With these other actions. We talk about this a lot in URCO. You have to be able to intercept these things. And so there's a Jeet Kune Do, if you will, to you are a CEO. Let me say that one more time. There's a Jeet Kune Do to you are a CEO. We have to intercept the negativity with the things we've learned about getting top performance out of the mind and applying that to business, career, everything we do in our personal life. Let's go back here. Watch this masterpiece. Now, it looked like he should have just gave it up right here. Oh my goodness. Now let's pause right here for a minute. Did you know on that kick, somebody got their leg broke in real life? That kick was so powerful, and the amount of thrust and momentum. Now think about it. He's been containing this energy throughout this whole fight, but when the time was right, he released all of that energy you could see in that kick. And sometimes it's all about the timing, right? It was the right time. And we have to know when to release that energy, but releasing it in the right way to be effective, right? And we're not talking about, violence or doing something to someone. We're talking about how to use this, the principles behind this to fight situations that we may be up against. So let's keep going here. Job should have been done for sure, right? And this food and he done got some bottles and oh my goodness. I never forget thinking about why would he do this? And now that's a threat. And we just gonna stop right there because this is where O'Hara, he lost his life. And so you could see that turn right there, that look, that was it. We just gonna leave it right there. Enough said. And so I hope you enjoyed this look at calm intensity. Make sure whatever you do, take whatever is in you, whatever you're feeling, and find a way to harness it and convert that energy into something useful and powerful so you can punch and kick any obstacle in front of you that's going to stop you from getting to your ultimate success. I'm Michael E. Parker. Until next time, keep being the CEO of you.